Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Tarot by Cecelia on Patreon. This is your monthly tarot guidance for the month of October 2016. Let's talk about what's going on this month, right? Because you've had some ups and downs with Saturn in your sign for a while now, and I'm sure it's been an unusual year for you. So let's see what's going on in October, shall we? On the 6th, Mercury leaves shadow. Okay, on the 7th, Mercury will move into Libra. On the 16th, there's a full moon in Aries. Now, on the 18th, Venus will move into your sign. That's always a good time to just go do something for you, mani-pedi, new hairstyle, things of that nature. Maybe some new articles for your wardrobe. Good time for that. Now, on the 22nd, the sun enters Sirius Scorpio. Now, you know how they always say that each sign that follows has what the other sign was missing? Yeah, and you're the more lighthearted of the two. So you may find that a little bit intense, like putting a damper on your party, perhaps. On the 24th, Mercury enters Scorpio as well. I'm thinking that you're having a little bit of difficulty as the month, is drawing to an end. But know that it will be your turn after that, okay? On the 30th, there's a new moon in Scorpio. Now, I also want to talk about Libra for a moment because it is finally October. And we've talked about getting to October for a while now, getting past all of these energies. So Jupiter entered Libra last month, but we had so much going on. It was hard to tell if Jupiter had really jumped in and done anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So, it's in your 11th house of, hopes, dreams, wishes, friendships, things of that nature. So, given that Jupiter is, going to work on relationships this year, I think that's a wonderful thing for you. And you'll find new people coming into your life, new situations that are really going to help you to move forward. When I look at these cards, and I have to say this, it almost is hard to explain, but I think you yourself will understand what I mean. It has to do with the past and the good memories that you had. And when I think of different people I know who are Sagittarius, this can come in many various forms, whether it comes through family or job related. It's like everything has changed. You know what I'm saying? It's changed. Your whole sense of, I almost want to use the word community. So I think there's a lot of nostalgia in missing the good old days, because I want to say, what are we at? October? I want to say the last 6-7 months, no matter what you've done, it's been a reminder that things are not the way that they used to be. Whether there's a new sheriff in town, something is changing or it has changed, and maybe not so much to your liking. So trying to find your way through this time, yeah, what's going on there? But, patience. Oh, boy. You really want to say something. And while, I'm looking around, see, your hands are tied. Okay, because if you say something, it only makes a difficult situation worse. Oh boy, whatever it's about. All right, you would like very much to be able to, and I want to say stand on your own 2 feet in a particular situation, but it's not. There's more effort required to get you there. There's just been this whole, okay, I won't say anything right now because it's not in my best interest. I think a lot of people in a lot of signs have been faced with this in some respect with some issue of some sort. But for you, this is like, you got the whole Saturn thing going on as well. So it really does make it a little more difficult. But, gathering together what, I want to say what is yours, okay? Whether it's remnants of these memories, there's something going on here. But you have no choice but to, and I want to say move on, move forward, do something here. But figuring that out hasn't been easy. I feel like plans have been more like wishful daydreams, okay? Which actually ties in with the whole Jupiter and Libra thing. What do you want to create? What do you want to do? All right? It might not be time yet for you to create it. Keep that in mind. But certainly to see some form of a wish, yeah, fulfilled, where your hands have been tied, where you actually can have some choices. Because it seems like there's a particular situation that's just dogging you, that you just, can't get away from. But these choices, they go back a long time. At some point you chose to be in this, whatever it is. Now, the universe is finally going to hand you an opportunity. And remember that Jupiter in Libra is all about relationships. So don't automatically think that it has to do with, love relationships or relationships that you're already in. It has to do with all kinds. It has to do with people you haven't even met yet as well, because that's part of what Jupiter does. It brings in the right people to help get the job done. So if it's in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, friendships, perhaps you haven't formed those friendships yet, or you have not yet seen those hopes and dreams take place. But the right people are going to show up this year to help you. If indeed you're supposed to have those things happen, absolutely. So, making choices toward those wishes. I think there's a crossroad that comes up for you. It's been, I really want to say, long overdue. The only person that was keeping you from doing it was you to begin with. And I think you know that there needs to be a choice in direction somewhere along the line, somewhere where there's something lacking. There's a part of your life that not only is lacking, but it's been a little bit sad. It can get depressing at times. And I'm certainly not saying that, all Sagittarians are running around depressed, because I don't believe that. But I think everybody has a situation that they're like, ugh, I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, there is something that you can do about it, okay? And maybe the time has finally come to make a choice. So there is this moving on. There is this, I don't want to say moving forward. It's more like getting everything together, like for your destiny, okay? Because there's a situation that I think, I don't know how to explain this, but let's think of a cartoon, okay? Let's talk about like a dog on a leash and sees that big old steak going by and goes running, only to wind up flipping in the air because he's attached. So there's that motion that wants to happen, but it keeps getting jerked back, all right? Every time, like time after time after time, and just can't seem to work those details out. So whatever this is, this becomes stressful after a while, obviously. I mean, stressful, the kind of things that wear you out and knock you down, and you're like, I just want to do this. This looks exciting, all right? But it keeps happening. The time has come for that to stop happening. That is interesting, Sagittarius. Very interesting. Now, I don't see it here for you with the cards that I have in front of me at the moment, but I think for almost every other sign that I have done so far, I've been noticing that around the 10th of the month, which is Columbus Day in the U.S., and it's Thanksgiving in Canada, all right, that it's a big turning point. So that kind of stands to reason that, if things turn for one person, they're going to turn for another, because, you know, life is a lot like dominoes. So maybe you don't see something change for you, but if something changes for someone else, and then it definitely affects you. So that's a good thing. So it starts bringing toward you what it is that you need. Because the things that have not been like stable enough where you really need a rebirth, you're getting that this month. I don't feel that there's as much of what you would like, maybe just because of Saturn, but definitely there's improvement. And I like this a lot. You're going to see movement, you know, before the month is over. So, you know, that intensity, that challenge that comes at you, maybe toward the end of the month, what's that about? Because there have been some struggles there. You know, not just your happiness, but your home life. It carries with it, I think, undue responsibility, where there's some form of lack of cooperation and more teamwork is necessary. I don't know. Do you feel like you're the only one doing things some days? Because it kind of looks that way. That's one of the challenges that you face. All right? I'm thinking that there's some form of success with this. You know, finally getting people together where you say, look, this is simply not fair to me. I can't keep doing this way. I can't live this way. And, you know, maybe people are finally listening. That would be good. That would be very good. Because you need some change there. And you need for things to begin to move forward. A little more balance, a little more peace. That would be awesome. I almost feel like there's a sense of demanding it this month. Like where you like stand up for yourself and say, no. And this could be the part where all the energies start to shift into Scorpio. And you're like, all right, enough already. That could be where that intensity's coming in. And you're the one saying, no. Things need to be balanced. They need to be fair. It's not right for me. I think then and only then can you manifest what you need. All right? Now, as far as, you know, how to proceed this month, all right, I want to say from the 10th onward, taking your time. All right? So let's say from the 10th to the new moon, you're really working on fortifying your position for change. Okay? Kind of wanting to turn your back on the things that were stressful and go forward. I like this. Hopefully there's finally some wisdom coming in here for you. Because a lot of times I notice that most Sagittarians are not as serious, at least outwardly, with things that you would think that they should be. So I think that there's some wisdom being applied here finally, you know, taking a very down-to-earth, you know, grounded approach to some things. You know, no more lightheartedness. That's what I'm saying. I think when that serious Scorpio energy comes in, you're ready. You know, like that whole ready to rock and roll with whatever needs to be done. And a lot of this has to do with relationships. Okay? And I don't mean necessarily like people, love interest, or anything. It could be just, I'm done. I'm cutting you loose. It could be your job. It could be where you live. It could be anything. But I think the time has come because that full moon comes on the 16th. All right? And then you start seeing after that all of the, you know, energy shifting into Scorpio. And I think you're just like, all right, that's it. I'm done with it. I'm moving along. I'm cutting you loose. Man, only the more easygoing relationships are the ones, you know, to keep. Some things you have to play easy. In other words, you know this saying, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. You can't just go around and eliminate everyone and everything and say, well, I don't need anybody, because that's not going to work. All right, you're not going to be able to create what it is that you want to create. It's just that there's some, I think that you know, all right, that's it. I'm done. No need to do that. Because now literally everyone out there has something, you know, that they're good at. I always believe that firmly about everyone I encounter. Now, when it comes to what you are good at, your skills, there's never, you know, I'm seeing here learning. You're never too old to learn new things. I thought about that recently because I thought, well, I would always have liked to have done this, done that. And I thought, well, that was something I should have done when I was in my 20s. Okay? Not necessarily so. So, you know, it's that type of thing. What can you learn? Because in learning new things, you can create new things. And I think no matter your age and no matter what you're doing, creating new things is wonderful. Do it in a realistic fashion, okay? Because it's almost like treasures to be discovered. Things you might not have known about yourself that you could learn along the way. I'm liking this, all right? It seems like once you cut away whatever it is you don't need in your life, you're able to get to that point of moving forward, which is important. So, much better for you. Try not to be, I don't want to say hasty, impulsive, chomping at the bit with change. In other words, think about it first. Oh yeah, here it is in my hand. Think about it first before you do it. Don't be going along and do something out of the blue. No. Those are the types of decisions you may regret. They, don't do it like, let's say, out of temper or whatever. Don't just be walking along and someone comes up to you and says something to you and you, without forethought, say something back that you can't take back. So don't do that, all right? Think about the things that you're going to do before you do them and then do them. That seems to be very important to you this month, to do it that way, Sagittarius, all right? Like actually having a plan. It's part of the hoping and wishing and dreaming, all right? So I think if the plans are not so totally far-fetched and you're being realistic about them, you can create them, which is a wonderful thing. And that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing here that maybe you need to learn a couple new things along the way to help them work out. But those people, however you need to learn it, those opportunities are going to come your way as well. So, this is good for you, but it's kind of an up to you moment, all right? Because I think you're tired of feeling like that dog on the chain. Because no dog should be on a chain to begin with, right? So in order to move forward, you have to unleash yourself and create that new beginning that you need. So I want to thank you very much for listening, Sagittarius. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you here again next month.